Dancing since I was 4 years old until today, so forever. For me, like when I'm performing, it's the best feeling ever. It's definitely like my favorite part about dance is the performance aspect of it. You always get like a little bit of like nerves like right before. I always get it like right when I'm like backstage, like right before the moment happens. But like once you get on stage, like after that first like 10 seconds, it's like it's in like, I feel like I'm in like a completely different world. I got the job and like started teaching pretty much is, well, when I went to my studio, like when I grew up at like a dance competition studio, and I went there for a really long time, and then they started to ask me to like assist like some of the classes, so then I became like a teacher's assistant. So I started slowly that way, like teaching and like helping in different styles, and then from there they would give me more like leeway, so they'd start giving me like my own classes, and then I'd start teaching my own classes, and then from there is where I met Marie, and when she opened up her own studio, she asked me to come and teach at her studio, so that's how I got the job here. I totally look at Marie as like a role model like figure for myself. Everything she does I think is brilliant, and I'm so like honored for her to even ask me to be a part of like her studio.
Very positive. She has a lot of knowledge and skill that she can impart to the kids, and I think she only has more to grow and learn and to share with others.
Of being a teacher here at Wonderland. It's so much fun. It's like when I was dancing, like when I was younger, like loving to come into the studio, I totally feel like the exact same way. Like I love coming to teach here. The kids, it's like such a family like environment I find here. It's not like, I don't know, you go to some places just kind of like you leave your kids at the door, you pick them up and like go home kind of thing. I just feel like everyone is so friendly here, and we all get along, and we work hard like while we're here, and we do well, so it's a great environment, I think. So a typical day for me at work, this year in the morning I start with one of my soloists. She's 8 years old, so I teach her jazz solo, and then after that I do a hip-hop trio, so I'm working with them and they're going to be competing in that as well. And then there's a new group that just joined like the studio this year, so I'm teaching their jazz, competitive jazz group, and then there's also a pre-competitive class that I'm teaching, so they do half of the competitions, and I'm teaching their jazz group as well. Only like go through like a warm-up, definitely starting with fetching and going through all that technique stuff, and then sometimes we'll do like across the floor so that they can train in like progressions and stuff like that. And then we definitely like, because the year is like it's comp season time, so we're definitely like working on choreography as well.
6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 0 on the feet. Right? Or, yeah, and you guys shuffle that, yeah? So, left, right, left.
Describe her in an amazing dancer, a great teacher. I would describe her in helping. Like whenever we make one mistake, she doesn't think of it as a huge mistake. She thinks of it as the littlest mistake, and she fixes it for us.
I think one of the best like rewarding things about being a teacher is seeing the students grow, and seeing them grow from like the time you start like the year to like the end, from where they've come and like where they get to, and like just seeing them perform like on stage and like giving it their all, because like I'm all about giving your all. If I'm leaning more towards being a performer or a teacher at the moment, I'm definitely leaning more towards being a performer. As a dancer, you only have a short amount of time that you can be a performer. Like you don't really see a lot of like 40, 50-year-olds like doing kicks and jumps and all that kind of stuff like at that age. So I'm definitely training right now to be a performer. I definitely want to get use out of my body while it's still young and healthy. So definitely performer. In dance is you gotta have some tough skin. Definitely have to have some tough skin and get ready for rejection, because you're gonna have a lot of it. And a lot of like the times they're just gonna tell you like this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, and you have to keep working and working. It's a constant build. It's not one of those things where you do this program, hand in your application, get the job. Like it's definitely way different way of getting like a career. So you have to get ready for a lot of rejection because it's gonna come. To push yourself, you have to make your own schedule, you have to do all the things on your own, you have to find all the things on your own, train in the way you want, pick the classes, like, you know, they're not chosen for you. So I'm definitely a little bit nervous, but I'm excited because I'm ready to like get started and like start my career. Getting a job in dance, definitely I think like race, body type, gender, like all of those things play a huge role in getting a job. If I go to an audition and they're looking for someone who's 5'7", blonde, white, like I have a good chance like of getting the job. It's like one of those things, like if they're having like a Lion King audition, they're definitely looking for like more like African American like body types, like, you know what I mean? So I might not be the perfect person for that role. So it kind of all depends on what the auditioner is looking for. About stability and the difference between being a teacher and a performer, I think definitely like being a teacher is kind of like probably a little bit more stable if you could get a steady job somewhere, just because especially as a performer you just have to consistently go out, audition, try to get jobs. So I definitely think a teacher could be a more stable job, but it's definitely not the route that I'm ready to go for yet. I think that I will continue to teach on the side, and I definitely will probably end up doing teaching like down the road as well and continue to do it as an extra as well. This to me is pretty much been my whole life. It's my everything. I've been doing it since I was like a child and I do it every day and I will never stop doing it. I just love it. It completely, you can be anyone, you can be anything when you're dancing. Like it's such a world of exploration and I love it, and I just love like sharing artistry with people and like the world, and I just want them to experience like what I experience.